Hello, my name is Carolyn Hoagland. I'm a PhD candidate at Colorado State University in the Department of Soil and Crop Science. I study biogeochemistry, and my dissertation involves understanding greenhouse gas emissions from agroecosystems. I'm the technical lead for New Leaf Environmental, and I use the same kind of equipment and processes in my dissertation that New Leaf uses to monitor environmental gases in the environment. At the heart of the system is a microcontroller unit. This allows us to control a robot that controls the flow of gas to a sensor, or it also allows us to just simply record the sensor data for gases. In my work, I need to know the concentration of gases in something as small as a microplate like this, an individual well, or as large as a 10,000 acre farm. And so this kind of system allows us to deploy at different kinds of spatial scales. So the kinds of sensors that we use depend upon the kind of environmental gas that we're interested in, or the kind of pollutant that we're interested in. So metal oxide detectors are very inexpensive. We also can use infrared gas analyzers or photoionization detectors for VTEX. Once we have data from the sensor, then the next thing is to determine what is to be done with that data. In most cases, we will take a disk system like this and record the individual information in a local way. However, once we get to a larger geographic system, maybe we're deploying a mesh network, then we use radio units to allow the individual stations to communicate with each other and to send their data back to a base unit. The base unit, we typically have a module on it that allows us to push data to the internet. So the power of a mesh network where you have multiple units with different kinds of sensors on them has to do with the way that they all work together to push information up to the internet so that it can be reported and displayed in a way that is explicit in time and space. For instance, if you have a series of gas sensors or water sensors that is displayed throughout the geography, and one of those sensors happens to be giving an alarm system, then you can assume that that is an anomaly. So the power of the network has to do with the fact that when multiple sensors begin to go off baseline and report a condition that is not normal, then citizens who are uploading this data and who have access to look at this data can decide if they're in a risk situation or not. Alternatively, if they're looking at the geographic display in real time and they see that all the sensors are green, then there's no need for them to be concerned and they can go about their lives. The other group that might want to use a system like this would be an industry, someone who is a potential polluter. They can deploy a mesh network like this and they can use it as a as part of their transparent public relations campaign, so that the people who live around the plant can understand that the plant is within containment by the EPA. So a sensor network that is showing all green in real time can give people a chance to relax and to understand that things are in good shape.